Nothing, who is tied to CMF, has made the decision to not release. And I think the Nothing India division president made that announcement yesterday on Twitter that they're not going to be releasing a Phone 3 Pro. And it just comes down to they're just not going to make a profit. It's going to cost them too much money to construct a CMF Phone 3 Pro and still have it within that. I don't know, what were they going to charge? $250 for it? I think the very first one, the CMF Phone 1, I think that was like $199. And I think the Phone 2 Pro, I think was like $249, so it was an increase of $50. I was expecting this one to be $299, right? It's like kind of like OnePlus back in the day. It started out really low, and every year they increased it by $50 and $50 and $50. Well, at some point, it's you're going to be like, okay, you're getting out of that budget segment. When are you going to like level off? But I was expecting, look, in probably have a little better specs, but they're just raising the cost to mitigate their rising costs. But it's still a good phone for $299, right? Once you get into 3 and creep up to 4, I'm looking at other phones, and they know that. They know the CMF Phone is the best phone you could buy sub $300. Once you get past 300 and once you creep up to that 400, now you're creeping into the Nothing Phone A series device, right? Because those are in the $400 range. They know they can't go up there because one of their own phones is in that segment. So you got to keep it, preferably around 300. Now, I saw CMF and or Nothing reply to somebody's comment saying if they constructed it, they would have to charge upwards of $400. Now, I did the calculations because they said if we did construct the CMF Phone 3 Pro and sell it, it would be upwards of 35,000 rupees, I think. And let's see how much that comes out to. How many rupees is 35,000 compared to US dollars? It's $371. So once you get up to that $400 range, and that's a big increase. That's an increase of roughly $80-$90. So they did $50, and then all the way up to $90 increase. It's not. They know their customer, and they know that's unattainable, meaning they're not going to sell many because there's other options, far better options in that $400 range than a CMF Phone 3 Pro. So that's a big issue. Now, Nothing obviously did not relaunch the Phone 4 because I want to say it wasn't ready. And that was the idea, the thought 6 to 8 months ago. But I think this memory and the rising cost in parts, I think has to play with not producing a Phone 4 series. Because remember when maybe 8 months ago, when they had that video and announced that there is no Phone 4. It's the 4A. The 4A Pros are Phone 4 for this year. Well, we knew they were making this new operating system where it's going to be AI based. They said they were still working on it, but I think that was true. I don't think they were lying, but I think as time went on and we rolled into this memory crisis, it hit head on. The memory cost and them trying to design a cool operating system, they merged together, and the price it was just too unattainable. Now we have to be worried because it could put companies like Nothing in a bad spot. And like I said earlier, they do have other products they can sell, but no CMF phone, budget phone, no Nothing Phone, flagship phone, and they only put out the A series because it was already planned and stuff was already put in motion. But I strongly believe there might not be a series next year. So what is Nothing going to do? Are they not going to sell phones for the next couple of years and just focus on ear products, audio products? Maybe. It has me worried. It should have everybody worried, because this could eliminate one of your favorite phones, and at the very, very least, it's going to make your next phone much, much more expensive. So, um, man, it's not a good time to be in, and it's going to get worse. Like, it's not getting better. Remember, they think the memory rising costs can last into 2030, and that's just an estimate. That's not even saying, okay, everything's gonna go back to normal in 2031. We don't know that. I mean, what if it lasts? What if it never comes down? Again, what if you think these companies want to go back to the price of their products from 2 years ago? Like, and that goes for everything, not just in tech. Like, look at lumber. The cost of constructing a home is insane, as a lot of industries. Now, do you think they're going to go back to their old prices? I don't think so. And I think we need to be concerned about items, just from toilet paper to bottles of water to cologne to cases for your phones. I'm just looking around here. Everything I'm looking at, well, I don't have toilet paper here, but but I have a paper towel. Paper towels, more expensive. So I just don't see the prices coming down. Like, why would they? Then these companies are going to lose more money, more revenue coming in if they lower the prices. And why would they do that again? Because remember, their costs are going up too. So I don't see. I don't know. I think what we're going to have to do, and I think this could be a paradigm shift in the industry, is I think these phone companies are going to have to do new flagship launches every 2 years at the very least. I think that's what we're going to see out of this. I honestly think making a flagship phone every year, it's just not obtainable. It's just not realistic at this point. And look, let's be honest. I think that would be okay, right? This signature, it's 6 months old. Like, you telling me in 6 more months, when it hits a year, this thing is trash? Oh, get rid of it. No, it's gonna be a badass phone for the next few years. So I think that's okay. It's going to take a little while for us to get adjusted to, but I think the market does have to adjust. It does have to level out for the manufacturer and the consumer, right? They're not sending me these phones. I gotta buy all these. Shit is expensive, like, even for me. And it's expensive for these manufacturers to manufacture this. So I think we're going to see a very interesting shift in the industry, something we've never, ever seen before. I think nothing's going to go to 2-year launch schedule. Now, will they launch a budget phone? It's kind of like the Olympics, right? Are they going to launch the A series this year? And then are they going to launch a nothing phone 4 next year? And then the 5A the year after that, and then the nothing phone 5 year. Are they gonna flip flop? So there potentially will be there will be a new device every year. It's just not going to be an A series every year. It's going to be every other year, but they overlap themselves. See what I'm saying? Could be that, right? So it's not like we're going to go 2 years with no nothing phone. Like, I think they can strategically do this to where it won't be, such of a shock to the consumer. Apple can do that. Put out they're doing it this year. Well, they're doing it every 6 months. They're going to put out the Pro series and then the base series. But they could do Pro this year. I guess they're kind of doing that. Overlapping it. Samsung has the products to do that. So we are going to get an S27 next year, but the year after that. Like Samsung's hurting for money, guys. Like they're not doing good. And I'm talking about their electronics division, their mobile division, not the memory division. They're making hand over fist, but remember, it's a separate entity. Their memory division can't just say, "Oh, here's $2 billion for the mobile for our mobile industry for our sister company." It does not work like that. Um, uh, Oppo, like I said earlier, they're just going to take a time out, take a step back from making these ultra flagship phones. What about computers, right? I mean, this computer I got, this HP computer, this what is it, OmniBook Ultra HP OmniBook Ultra Flip laptop. This it's a 1 year old right now. I don't need a new laptop. You don't need a new devices every single year. So I think the manufacturers are going to have to adjust, and I think it's people like me that buy new flagship phones every year will have to adjust. But I think that's obtainable. Like if we have to do that for these companies to survive, I think that's okay. Like I would rather have nothing put out a phone every other year than them not putting out a phone at all. You see what I'm saying? Like I think that would be all right. What do y'all think? That means if I find a European version of the OnePlus 15 under 600, I should take it, but will work only with T-Mobile. If you find a OnePlus 15 under $600, yes, that's a steal. That's a steal. I've been pricing them. I essentially it's right around between $750 to $800, and that's on the low end. I've seen some that are still $900. If you go on Swappa and you go look at the OnePlus 15 and you go over to the prices section and see, in fact, let's pull that up real quick. Now, to answer your other question, European version of the OnePlus 15, I thought they just had a global version and a Chinese version. Now they say they have a US version, but the US version is just the global version. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if they just have a European version. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm wrong. But no, they're unlocked for any carrier. You can have I don't know what's in Europe. Vodafone or Bell Canada is in Canada. Duh. Nah, it'll work. It'll work with any carrier. Let's see here. Damn it. Let me pull this up real quick. We'll check. So if you go to Swappa OnePlus 15 starting at 711, that's US dollars now. So if you're talking about European version, well, if you're talking dollars, that's what they start at. Now, if you convert that to euros, it's probably, I don't know. But yeah, if you find one under 600, yeah, that's a steal. You can see the recent sales right here. Check this out. 798, 861, 721, 716, 881, 747, 746, 812, 773, 801, 819. So yeah, I would say anything under $700 is a deal, but anything under $600 in the $500 price range, that's a steal. I would buy it. You could even buy it and flip it and sell it and make a $200 profit. But smart thing, especially if you're a smartphone lover or you want to buy a phone to hold on to for the next couple of years and not have to worry about it slowing down or not receiving updates or getting laggy, the OnePlus 15 is going to be good for for the life of the device, meaning essentially for the next 5 years until it stops getting updates. It's going to be a badass phone. So yeah, that's a good deal. Looks like I'll be riding it out with my Samsung S25 Ultra and my Pixel 10 Pro XL and my iPhone 17 Pro. I'll wait till next year and then I'll pick up the Motorola Razr Fold. Yeah, I think that's a smart idea. You could probably find a used one um, for a decent price. Just look, do what I do every day. It only takes a few minutes every single day. I spend about 5 minutes. I get on Swappa. I get on Facebook Marketplace. I get on OfferUp. I get on Mercari. I get on eBay. I get on Best Buy and I get on Amazon and try to find deals. Not the new price. I'll go to used phones and see if I can find a OnePlus 15 for 550 or a Motorola Signature for, I don't know, 600. You know what I'm saying? I look for deals. And especially if you're just looking for like one phone, like a Motorola Razr Fold, just copy that. So type in Motorola Razr Fold, long press, copy, and then go to Swappa and search, hit paste, search for it. Go to Facebook Marketplace, go to the search icon, hit paste, search for it. Just see what pops up. It only takes a few minutes. Once you find a good deal, you could jump on it, but don't be in a rush to buy something. Wait until there will be a good deal out there. Maybe a month from now, maybe 3 months from now. Hell, maybe in a year from now, but there will be. At some point, somebody's going to sell a phone. Somebody's going to need to make money real quick. Maybe they're late on a bill. And like, gosh, it's been me before. And like, gosh, shit, I got to pay whatever ASAP. Oh my God, crap. Let me just sell this phone real quick for half off, and you sell it like that. There's people out there. Shit, there's crackheads out there trying to sell whatever to get their fix. You know what I'm saying? Those are some of the best deals, quite honestly. I'm not going to lie to you. Where I live, they have wiped down thousands of acres of trees, heading into a dark storage era. That sucks. Especially if you live right next to a data center, the noise, and especially you got to worry about water sources. You also have to worry about frequencies coming from electromagnetic frequencies coming from the data centers. Lots of traffic and now in and out of that area. Lots of construction. Now you have, construction workers. If your neighborhood's not used to having construction, now you got people walking in and around your neighborhood, by your cars, by your home. It's these little things you got to worry about. I think they should have some kind of designated place. You know what they're starting to do? Every once in a while, I'll see they're starting to put them in space now. I'm like, oh, no shit. No, there's a lot of room up there, right? And I've also seen Microsoft. Microsoft is starting to put data centers in the ocean where it's cooler temperatures down at the bottom of the ocean. Stuff like that. I don't like data centers like in neighborhoods or in a empty lot behind a big neighborhood, or you know what I'm saying? Like, there's too much area out here. Why are they putting them in residential spots? Like, really? Come on. Shit. Out in West Texas, there's freaking nothing but cotton fields, and down south, nothing but oil fields. Can't you put it out in the middle of nowhere? Why you got to put them in residential neighborhoods? I've never understood that. You own nothing and love it. Nothing should focus on building their OS to be super efficient. That'll run more with less hardware. I think they will. A European version, CPH 2747 or 2747 EEA. North America version is 2749 if I'm not wrong. Meaning again, maybe they do have more than one model, just not 100% sure. So if you look it up and that's what it says, that's what it says. Yeah, so mine's 2749. Yeah, maybe you're right. 2747 is the EEA. That's for Europe, I believe. You're gonna be getting rid of my OnePlus Open. Damn, you still got one of those? Yeah, I got close to buying one of those a couple of years ago and just didn't do it because I'm not too big into foldables, but I found a really good deal on one of those. It's close to end of life for that, right? For updates. Yeah, I don't either. I tell you what, I gotta get out of here.